Hey, so this is actually my second attempt at recording this video. The first time I got to 8.5 minutes and realised I didn't have any sound recorded. Genius! Anyway, welcome to Mondays with Jamie. The topic this week is how we became aware of our identities. And I'm vlogging in bed because I'm tired and I couldn't be asked to get out of bed. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just arranging myself as I chat at you. So, when I came out to my mother, which is completely starting at the end of this topic, but it's relevant, I promise. When I came out to her, she told me that when I was little, I used to say I was going to be a boy when I grew up. And then the next time she said, never said anything of that sort. The next time she said that I'd said it once when I was a kid. So I don't really know what the truth is there. But for me, a big part of becoming aware of my identity was becoming aware that it didn't matter whether I had a typical trans narrative or not. Could sit here and tell you all about my childhood. Played football, rugby and basketball with teams that were mostly boys or entirely boys or boys teams. Had short hair at times because I wanted it. Didn't really wear skirts as a kid. Didn't like sort of looking particularly feminine. Was good at maths and science. Or I can talk about my childhood where I had two really close female friends. Was absolutely desperate for puberty and boobs and periods and all that stuff to happen. I'll come back to that. And was very happy as a girl who liked pixie haircuts. You know, I can frame it either way. You know what? It doesn't matter. My cousin has a typical trans narrative as a child. Played rugby, football, went to school for several years as a boy called Tom, rather than as a girl, which is what she was assigned at birth, and is now a heterosexual, cissexual, beautiful woman, and happy that way. So, when I knew her, she was a couple of years older than me. I thought, oh wow, that's so awesome. But it wasn't some great tell about trans stuff for me, because I didn't think of it that way. I think any kid would have been like, wicked cool. I was more interested in climbing the fence that surrounded the playground. And buying sweets, because that's what we did when we went to visit our cousins. I met somebody who was trans when I was 11, a trans woman called Josie. And I still didn't put two and two together at all for me. Maybe I was slightly older than 11, I don't know. Partly because I had a lot of other shit going on. Now, like I said, I was really excited about puberty. I was going to go from this weird triangular-haired androgynous thing into a beautiful young woman, and I'd be happy, and I'd be like all the other girls. And it would all be good. And that was how I felt about puberty. I don't think that's particularly common necessarily. I've never had anyone else trans tell me that they shared that experience. Which kind of makes me feel a bit questiony sometimes, or did. And then when puberty hit, it was like, fuck. What? My body was betraying me. It was doing things that I didn't give it permission to do, didn't want it to do. And I was really buggered up about it, basically. Sorry, I didn't mean to show off my arm in any way there. But even then, it was just this huge sense of wrongness. There wasn't a sense of what could be right. I spent 18 months in a psychiatric hospital. Well, in two. The latter one, the condition of my discharge, was that I had to learn to wear female clothes, feminine, and look and act like a girl. That's fucked up. I didn't realise that was fucked up at the time. In retrospect, I suspect that they saw something trans. Their excuse was that I'd never develop any self-esteem if I wore baggy hoodies and jeans and didn't style my hair or wear makeup. Again, that's also just hugely anti-feminist. It's like, this is what you must be to be a beautiful woman. Women who don't do this have no self-esteem. But anyway, at the time I played ball and got that out. I went to college in my hoodies and jeans. But that was still not... I realised after I'd left hospital I kind of compartmentalised my identity. Like, I was this girl called Girl Name, but I shared my body with guys, or guy, or boy, or something. And it was just this huge way of elaborately getting away from something, I suppose, that I was me, and then there was also this guy that was also me or something. Anyway, that didn't work very well for me. Because it wasn't who I was, it wasn't how I was, and yeah. There's a lot more about that part of my life that I don't tend to go into. So after that, I was reading a forum one day, and a friend on that forum had posted a thread which I clicked through to read because she had posted it, and it was about her then girlfriend who wanted to transition to male. I was like, whoa. And then I clicked on the links, and it was just like, fuck, this can happen, this is real, I can be happy. Wow. And then I read more about trans stuff and decided actually I wasn't. I decided that I was just a really genderqueer woman. I'm not saying that being genderqueer isn't being trans or is any less than trans, but that's what I was trying to frame it as at the time in my head. See, I'm not actually trans, I'm just genderqueer, so it's fine. And that didn't fit. I became a genderqueer who wanted male hormones and top surgery and phalloplasty and to live entirely as male and just become a bit of a drag queen. So I moved towards identifying more strongly as male and towards the fact that actually, yeah, I'm going to transition. And the more I went full time, the more I realised that actually male wasn't enough to describe my identity any longer. That, darling, I don't sparkle, I flame. I dress in women's clothes for pleasure sometimes. Not with the intent of looking female, with the intent of being a man in a dress. That's how I want to look when I do that. I want to look beautiful, but I want to be a beautiful man in women's clothing. I came to the conclusion that actually being transgendered, transsexual, transitioning, and being genderqueer weren't mutually exclusive. The genderqueer part of my identity is present, but so is the trans part and the man part, and I suppose the woman part somewhere. So I decided to transition, went part-time for a year with support of a youth group, went away for a week with that youth group and was miserable. I'd gone as male and I just felt so stressed and unhappy the whole time. Then halfway through the week I was like, wait, I hadn't been being myself. I've been trying to be a man rather than just Jamie, you know? I've been analysing everything to make sure that I was being properly male instead of just being happy being myself. And that was kind of when it all fell together. And a few months later I went full time, and a year after that I went stealth. I'm Jamie, and this is my story.